Born to Succeed Introduction. In today's 24/7 connected digital world, we see people who seem to accomplish their achievements quickly. Everyone, it seems, is on social media, showing off what they have and how they got it. But have you ever wondered how they really accomplished what they set out to do? Do you wonder if they put in any effort to achieve their success? Or was it pure luck that they were able to accomplish their goals so quickly? While a majority of us know what we want to do in the beginning and have a clear picture of how we see ourselves as successful in the end, but many of us are lost when it comes to what happens in the middle. We wonder what it takes to actually make it to the end and accomplish everything that we've set out to do in our life. If you feel a little lost about what happens between the beginning and the end, don't worry, you're not alone. It seems that no one really knows the exact steps to follow in order to make success happen. Don't worry, by the end of this book, you're going to learn about what happens in the middle and learn what you need to do to follow through to the end, where you finally find success. Every goal, no matter what it is, has a beginning, middle, and end. The beginning is simply the point in time where you decide what you want to do, essentially, your goal. The middle is where you have to put the work in to reach your goals. This is where most people lose their traction and stray from the path, because they may not know how to continue on, or they may not want to put in the work that it takes to accomplish their goals and achieve success. The end is where you have achieved your goals and met success. Everyone has a different idea of what success looks like for them. For some, success is passing a difficult class. For others, it could be putting the finishing touches on an old car they've been rebuilding for the last year, while others view success as finally landing their dream job. The following strategies will show you how to work the middle so you can become a success at anything. Learn the steps that will put you on the road to success. Time is of the essence, so you will want to begin as soon as possible if you want to reach your end results and achieve your goals. With these simple strategies, you'll find that you can achieve more in 6 months than you have in the past several years of your life. Chapter 1. What is inner drive? Inner drive is often referred to as motivation, which is defined as internal and external factors that stimulate desire and energy in people to be continually interested and committed to a role, job, or subject, or to make an effort to attain a goal. In essence, inner drive is the force that pushes you to continue to work toward accomplishing your goals and obtaining the life you desire. Unfortunately, not everyone possesses an inner drive or has the motivation to accomplish their goals. While some people find it easy to be motivates, others aren't so lucky and find it challenging. Despite the importance of motivation in life, many people don't possess the quality for a variety of reasons. Others may only suffer from the occasional loss of motivation. If you're one of those people who don't think they possess inner drive, here are some reasons you may be lacking. Ignorance. It may be that you don't realize that you lack motivation in your life. You may have the erroneous notion that all is well in your life. You may feel that whatever you can't achieve in life is simply unachievable and leave the rest up to luck. Unfortunately, if you are ignorant about your lack of motivation, then you will find it extremely hard to achieve your goals and find success. Depression. Another powerful force that can lead to a lack of inner drive is depression. If you are depressed, you naturally lose interest in your environment and other things. This can degenerate into a lack of motivation. According to experts, one of the most common symptoms of depression is anhedonia. This is merely a lack of interest in any activity, especially activities that were once enjoyable. The impact this can have on your lack of motivation can lead to failure in reaching your goals. Procrastination. Something else that may be affecting your inner drive is procrastination. The need to continually shift your daily tasks until another time is both a negative and destructive trait that should be addressed immediately. Pushing your tasks off until later will only give you a backlog of tasks that you will find difficult to find the motivation to start. Procrastination can take away your motivation and replace it with excuses for not reaching your goals. Low self-confidence. Having faith in yourself is a great way to stay motivated in life. When you lack faith in yourself, you will find it impossible to find success. Low self confidence will stop you from daring to be different and make you wrongly believe that you don't have what it takes to be successful. Unfortunately, you may believe these negative things about yourself and find it challenging to push yourself forward in your quest for success. Lack of courage. To keep moving forward and pushing ahead, you need courage in all aspects of your life. When the path to success becomes blocked with difficulties and troubles, some people just give up because it is the easiest thing for them to do. Lack of courage will eventually lead to the absence of the desire to move forward and to work in alignment with your goals. If you give up when others are lacing their boots, you will end up lacking the inner drive to see your dreams through. Chapter 2, Finding Your Focus. Have you ever started something only to find out later that you didn't complete it? There are many factors that could contribute to your incomplete tasks and goals. One being focus. Focus plays a vital role on your path to success. With all the distractions that we have to contend with these days, especially in the digital age, there is one thing that will make or break your path to achieving your goals. Focus. Focus is being able to complete your tasks without being distracted by what's going on around you. If you have strong focus, you'll be able to get more done. While you can focus on anything, you really want to concentrate more on the completion of your goals. Your focus will become the foundation of everything you will be doing to accomplish your goals and achieve success. To focus is to concentrate. It can be challenging to concentrate on anything when you are constantly bombarded with various notifications, dings, and pings. These are just some of the common disturbances that you can face because everyone has a cell phone that chirps and chimes. Unfortunately, we've been trained to look at our phones every time we hear these chirps and dings to see what's happening because we have what is known as fear of missing out. Our cell phones are a collection of different noises and other alerts that bring your attention and focus to whatever is happening when you're not there. There seems to be a ding and a ping for everything, and they are all working to distract you. Just about everything that you are being alerted to on your phone is something that can probably wait, so you can continue to focus on the necessary tasks needed to reach your goals. The good thing about a cell phone, though, is that you can turn off all the notifications. You can silence all the dings, pings, and bings until after you've finished focusing on your task. The important thing that you need to do is to continue to build your foundation of focus, practicing your focus. Focus takes a lot of energy. It isn't something that you can find once and keep it for the rest of your life without practice. You have to practice your focus every day. You can start to practice your focus by developing a routine that triggers your mind to know that you are about to start work and get into some serious thinking. You can play a certain song or take a walk. Create a ritual that will help to calm your thoughts and allow you to concentrate on the task at hand. Some people are unable to concentrate without slight noises contributing to their focus. They may need to have some sort of background noise in order to fully concentrate on their tasks. Others may have to work at a certain location if they want to have strong focus. Wherever you chose to work and whatever you might need to implement to help your concentration, it must be something that serves your concentration well. Without focus, you won't be productive. Discipline, perseverance, and time management are things that are greatly enhanced by focus. For you to be effective, your concentration has to be on point. You will never produce anything of value if you don't have focus. Eventually, with enough practice, you'll get to a point where you are so into what you're doing that nothing will break your concentration and nothing will stop you. You'll eventually find your zone and your work will constantly flow. This is the place you need to be in if you want to find success. This is when your best work shines. How to find your focus. Some people may not know how to begin to focus. If you're struggling to find focus, you want to first find somewhere quiet to work, or as quiet as you can stand. Sit down and take some time to think about what you are about to start. Then, start your task. You want to let your ideas flow. Whether you're writing a paper or running a marathon, this process will help you get off to a great start and find your way to a solid, productive end. In order to push through the middle of your goal, you have to be focused. If you can find and keep your focus while working through the middle, you will find your way to success in no time. Chapter 3, Changing Your Mindset. How you think is extremely important when it comes to reaching your goals and achieving success. It is absolutely critical that you have a solid mindset on your journey. Having the right mindset as you work toward your goals will allow you to discover a freedom of thought that you've never encountered before. You will be able to fight your excuses and weed out negative self-talk that has kept you from accomplishing everything you've set out to do. A strong mindset will drive you through the middle and to success. Understanding mindset. If you didn't already know, your thoughts can determine exactly how far you go in life. Some people have positive thoughts on everything they do, while others think the worst of everything that comes across their path. If you want a success in life, then you have to have a mindset that is always positive and forward-thinking. On your path to success, your mindset is your compass. Everything that you think about can be categorized as either good or bad. If you want to be successful, then you need to learn to focus on the positive and those things that you can do to stay on course. With freedom of thought, whatever you can think of, you can do. If you say you want to be a doctor, you've thought about what you want to do, the beginning. However, most people stop there because it means you actually have to figure out what to do next. Your next thought should be, what can I do to become a doctor? We are always making statements about what we want to do with our lives, but we rarely follow through on the thoughts. We know what we want to do, but we don't know how we are going to get there. Becoming a doctor will require a lot of schooling and training. Most of our thoughts about what we want to do get stuck because we haven't thought about it any further. When you are able to focus better on that thought, you can go a bit deeper into your thoughts and begin to process how to become a doctor. Your mindset and the middle. The middle of your journey to success takes time and mental energy. You don't want to fall into the trap of being too lazy to think. Put some action into your thoughts. You can always make corrections if it's wrong. If it's right, you can move on and do what's next. Your mindset can also be used to drown your excuses for not achieving your goals. Excuses are the easiest way for you to get out of doing something. The two most common excuses that you've probably used are, I don't have enough time, and I don't feel like it. Continually making excuses will rob you of your entire life if you get too comfortable with making them. Having a strong mindset will allow you to push past your excuses and continue down your path to success. The excuse of not having enough time is all in your head. You do have enough time. You just have to adjust your schedule. You may have to sleep for only 4 hours on night or skip your after-work happy hour, but you can find the time to do what's important to you. It's not to say that you have to work for the rest of your life if you want to be successful. But the time that you take for yourself needs to be time that is well-deserved. To make sure that you continue to work on your success plan, use your free time as a reward for constantly working toward your goals. You have to prepare your mind to combat your excuses. Your focus has to be at its ultimate peak if you want to be able to get past these kinds of rationalizations. If you want to make the best choices and make it through the middle, you have to have a strong mindset. Using your mindset efficiently is a critical strategy of success. When you envision what you want to accomplish in your life, it brings about the possibility of its existence. If you can see it clearly in your mind, you can bring it about in the world. Your mindset is what makes this possible. Give yourself the advantage and think in the right direction. No one can stop you from thinking, but it is ultimately up to you to think forward. Chapter 4, Controlling Your Emotions. Are your emotions responsible for carrying you through the day, or do you have complete control over them? Unfortunately, when it comes to our emotions, they can become a weakness on our journey to find successes. Emotions happen when you respond to the way something happens and how it makes you feel. Your emotions can be either good or bad, but when building your path to success, they can do more harm than good. When you're happy or sad about something, you will either smile or cry. If something doesn't go the way you planned, you may either blame someone or something, or complain. Complaining and blaming are your two worst enemies when it comes to reaching your goals and accomplishing what you set out to do. These two emotions allow you to deny responsibility for what happens and is used to try and shift the negative energy away from yourself. The problem with blaming others. Blaming is simple. When something doesn't go your way, you point the finger at someone else because you don't want to suffer the consequences of what happened. It's easy to shift the blame to someone else. However, it doesn't help you find success. If you want to be successful, then you have to take responsibility for the things you do, even if it's wrong. Being responsible for your actions shows your maturity and proves that you are capable of taking the good with the bad and moving on. When something goes wrong, you can't just run away. You have to deal with it head on and take care of the issue. People who blame others for what's going wrong in their lives isn't a team player. They are too busy thinking about how they will get out of the next situation. At some point, when it happens again, the finger will be pointed at you and you'll be thrown under the bus. The problem with complaining. Complaining is the other side of the same coin. It normally happens when the person who is doing the complaining doesn't want to do anything. They would rather moan and groan and give excuses as to why they can't do it. What it boils down to is they are lazy. To hear someone constantly complain about nothing can be irritating and can quickly drain your energy. Being around these two kinds of people can be extremely draining. They will only slow you down from being able to achieve your goals. If you stick around long enough, their negative emotions can start to rub off on you. Don't let this happen. Getting through the middle to accomplish your goals is hard enough without the extra drama. Excuses do nothing for you. So you need to learn how to deal with situations and react appropriately. Reactions versus responses. If you find yourself in a situation, are you a person who reacts to the situation or do you respond to it? When it comes to unleashing your inner drive, it is better to respond than to react. For example, if on your way home from work, you witness a car accident, you realize that no one from either car is moving. What do? Do you calmly access the situation and take the necessary actions to keep things under control until the authorities arrive, or do you run around in a panic and make the situation worse? If you were calm and collected and helped keep the victims calm until help arrived, you responded to the situation. Your focus was on how you could help. If you were panicked and frazzled, creating more chaos, then you reacted. You allowed your emotions to take control, which only made the situation worse. This is what happens when you let your emotions take over. When you respond to situations rather than react, you are able to handle the situation. Your emotions take a back seat to what's going on, and you can maintain your sense of normalcy. When you react to situations, it only works to enhance an already bad situation. Your emotions are out of control, and you completely lose your focus. Learn to control your emotions. In most situations, being emotional is a weakness. When you allow your emotions to take over, you don't stop to think, you just react. It can make it harder to focus on what needs to be done. You need to turn your energy and concentration toward what needs to be done. You need to learn how to put yourself outside of the event and consider what would be the best approach to a solution. Doing this will put you in a position to better direct the outcome of the event in a more positive way. When you are trying to find success, you can't let your emotions become an overwhelming force if things happen or don't go your way. Blaming, complaining, and reacting isn't going to help anyone, especially yourself. You need to figure out how you can keep your emotions in check and handle challenges as they arise. The only emotions that you should embrace are those that are happy and joyful after you've succeeded. This is how the middle works. When faced with an emergency, hopefully you'll automatically start thinking about what to do and how to help. This should be the same way you think about your goals. When you're in the middle, You need to think about what you can do to help you move forward on your path. The only difference is that one situation is an emergency and the other situation will take time. Think of your goal as an emergency and work your way through it. Chapter 5: Gaining Self-Confidence. Starting a new goal can be intimidating. At the beginning, you may have all the self-confidence in the world. However, when it comes to starting the middle part of your journey, when you have to do the actual work, your confidence starts to disappear. This may be because the process isn't moving as fast as you think it should. This is when you need to find your self-confidence and act like you know what you're doing. While you may not have a clue as to what you should do next, your confidence will drive you, allowing you to become unstuck and have the ability to move forward toward your goals. Self-confidence is an interesting thing. You can't purchase it at the store, but there are certain things that can give you confidence, like a new haircut or new outfit. While these examples will give you an instant but temporary boost of self-confidence, if you want it to be permanent, it has to already be inside of you. Self-confidence is something that is required if you want to find success. Self-confidence is having the courage and certainty present in everything that you do. There is a fearlessness when it comes to you and your work. You are confident that you will reach your goals. You believe that nothing is going to get in the way of reaching your dreams. Unfortunately, for most of us, this confidence quickly fades when we are faced with the middle. Some people have so much confidence that it makes them unstoppable. While this isn't a bad thing, it can go overboard, creating an ego that is so big that it causes issues. If an overconfident person begins to think that everyone should be grateful for their presence or begins to insult others, issues can arise. Then there are those who lack self-confidence. They are unsure if they can speak in front of a crowd or fear being called upon because they don't want to give the wrong answer. When it comes to low self-confidence, fear plays a prominent role. While all of us hold on to fear, if you want to increase your self-confidence, then you have to figure out how to get past your fears so you can do what needs to be done. There will always be those people who want to bring you down and keep you from reaching your goals. You need to push these people and thoughts aside and move forward with your goals. How to become more self-confident. If you have low self-confidence, you tend to care more about people who insult you than you care about those who praise you. When you respond to praise, you believe that you can do anything well, and you don't worry about the insults. So, how can you gain more self-confidence? If you have a goal that you want to reach, you will need to learn how to present yourself confidently to others. You can learn how to do this by reading books on confidence or study someone you believe who has high self-confidence. Take some time to study how they present themselves and determine what makes them appear confident. There is no surefire way to become more self-confident, but you can practice. When you are in a situation where you lack self-confidence, do things like count to 10 or take deep breaths to help calm your nerves. Even the most self-confident people have things that they fear, but they learn how to deal with those fears, set it aside for the time being, and move forward. Building your self-confidence is a process that will take some time. Even your own self-talk can tell you that you're not good and how stupid your idea is, but you can quickly quiet these voices by focusing on your belief in yourself. While anyone can judge you for what you do or don't do, there will be no one who believes in you the way you do. When you believe in yourself, others will follow your lead. Learn to focus past the negative and know, without a doubt, what you are capable of accomplishing. To be successful in anything you do, you need to have self-confidence. When you learn how to focus on your belief in yourself, you will grow on another level. People will always want to give you their opinion and judge you, but don't allow this to stop you from reaching your goals. Apply the belief that you are just as good, if not better, than everyone else, and become the successful person you were meant to be. Chapter 6: Increasing your self-discipline. Building your self-discipline will be what keeps you from becoming stuck on your journey to success. As discussed earlier, everything builds from focus. Discipline is another strategy that contributes to accomplishing what you set out to do and achieving success. Discipline is nothing more than self-control. It's when you want to go out on the weekend, but need to complete your report. It's when you want that last slice of pizza, but are watching what you eat. Discipline is what you should do rather than what you want to do. It's doing what needs to be done rather than taking the easy way out and suffering because of it later. Like many other things in life, discipline takes practice. Mental power is needed to control yourself, to do what needs to be done, as opposed to what you want to do. Whether you realize it or not, you practice discipline every day. It's part of your daily life because you strive to make the right decision constantly. Some are better than others. If you're committed, building your self-discipline will carry over into other aspects of your life. Self-discipline and your emotions. Being disciplined works closely with your emotions. You must make the best choices every day if you want to progress in your journey to success. Emotions won't always make the right decisions, but discipline will. Having self-discipline will force you to become more conscious of your choices. When you have to make a decision, you need to focus on the option that will improve the end result. Discipline is not for the weak. If you are someone who can be easily persuaded into distractions, you may find it hard to become disciplined. Fortunately, building your self-discipline is something that you can do with focus and time. You can master the art of discipline, developing discipline. It's going to take time to develop your discipline. It's something that you will have to work on every day. Everyone wants to do what they want to do, even if it isn't good for us. Eating unhealthy foods, sitting on the couch all day, even when it's nice out, or leaving dirty dishes in the sink for days. You know that things in your life might be better if you went for a walk, ate better, or washed the dishes after you finished eating. Discipline allows you to develop good habits in life, and after mastering one, you have an even better chance of mastering even bigger habits. As long as you practice discipline on a regular basis, you can break the bad habits that have taken over your life and pulled you off your journey to success. After enough practice, it won't be considered practice anymore. It will become a habit and a new way of life. Establishing habits is difficult at first, but after enough time, it will become second nature. You will no longer feel bad for choosing healthy eating over fast food, or exchanging your marathon session on the couch for a brisk walk around the neighborhood. With enough practice, your new habits will be instilled in you, and you will be in a better position for achieving what you want in life. Focus plays an important role in becoming disciplined. While you may not need to have laser focus when you make a decision, you do need to have enough focus to make the right decision. When you are making a disciplined decision, if you aren't focused, you could end up find yourself back at square one. Having to start over isn't the end, but you do want to try to continuously build the middle if you ever want to reach the end. Having to start over can be extremely inconvenient, but if you are able to build your discipline, you won't ever find yourself having to start over. Building your self-discipline will help to encourage your progress, which is what you need to follow through to success. Becoming disciplined. Becoming disciplined takes commitment. It isn't something that you can do once and forget about it. Discipline is something that you have to practice every day, and you must commit to that practice. Everyone makes choices every day. In order to build discipline, we must be devoted to making the right choice every time. It's not about making the right choice when you feel like it, but all of the time. You either will make a commitment to making disciplined choices, or you won't. Building your discipline will also take consistency. Being consistent is doing the same thing every day, even if you don't see any immediate changes. Being consistent will lead to you making progress, but only if you don't give up. You can't build a wall with a single brick, but one brick a day, consistently, and with discipline, will build a strong wall. Commitment and consistency is how you make discipline happen. If you aren't used to making disciplined choices, start off with doing something simple and build your way up. Building discipline is a strategy that has to be strengthened on a daily basis with commitment and consistency. Doing this will make your goal more attainable. Be your best every day and continue to make the right disciplined choices. Chapter 7, Adapting and Adjusting. As simple as it sounds, it can be challenging to keep going. Many of us get stuck in the middle because we take time to figure out what to do next on our path to success, and then nothing happens. Being flexible allows you to give it another shot, but in a different way. When you plan something and it doesn't go the way you expected, it creates an opportunity for you to take a step back and refocus on your goal. Unfortunately, many people become discouraged when this happens and will stop and become stuck. Learn how to accept the things that don't go as planned, turn, and make another move. This is what is known as readjusting. When adjusting, you will use your mental effort to create another move, and then you will have to adapt to the new move. This is something that will happen a lot in the middle on your journey to success. No one has ever traveled a straight line to accomplish their achievements. The middle is full of challenges, but don't let this knowledge intimidate you from staying on your path, because if you are being challenges, then you're on the right path. It all starts when you make a plan for accomplishing your goals. You take the time to write down all the steps you need to complete and then proceed to follow those steps. With the right mindset, you start making disciplined decisions, keeping things as simple as possible. As you continue to move down your path, you realize that something in your plan isn't working out, and you eventually hit a dead end. At this point, the best thing that you can do is accept it, adjust, and move on. Adapting to new situations. It can be difficult to adapt to new situations, but it can be done. We tend to think of the most direct, simple line to follow, but at some point that line will become tangled. Rather than letting your emotions take control and stopping altogether, think of another way to get through the challenge. Adapt to the new idea and keep moving. While you may have been stopped temporarily, you can figure out how to get around the challenge while at the same time learning what you need to do next time. This will save you a tremendous amount of time and future effort in moving toward accomplishing your goals. When you are able to accept what wasn't supposed to happen, you free up your mind to figure out another way to move past the roadblock. When something doesn't go as planned, take the time to go back to the drawing board and come up with another way. It's all about getting used to change and knowing how to move one. Having to adjust your plans takes an intense amount of focus. Your mind must be flexible and ready for sudden change. When determining how you're going to reach a goal, you have probably thought through the exact steps to take, and your mind depends on that route. When you face a roadblock, your mind has to be flexible so that you don't get stuck in the middle. It takes courage to be flexible. When you hit a roadblock on your journey to success, your friends and family may try to convince you to stop. They may tell you that your dreams will never happen, or that because you've tried and failed too many times, that it isn't meant to be. Listening to these statements can quickly cause you to become stuck. However, if you can continue to move forward, you will eventually reach a breakthrough that will allow you to continue on your path. When other people are stuck, they will try to convince you that you too are stuck. It is extremely important that you don't listen to them. While they may have grown tired of trying to figure out their way, you need to stay on your path and continue to move forward. This is where focus and flexibility kick in, allowing you to endure the challenges and get through the roadblocks. Adjusting along your path. No matter how hard you plan your path to success, it is inevitable that you will run into roadblocks and face challenges. The bottom line is that you need to be prepared for when it does happen. Adjusting your steps and refocusing on your goal will allow you to turn around and try a different direction. People have said that when you are having the most trouble, don't give up, because it means that you are getting closer to reaching your goal. The main thing to remember is to keep moving. Take the time to think about other ways that you can achieve success and what you can do to maneuver through the middle. Remember, it will never be a straight line, but the more you readjust and find a better way forward, the smarter you'll be the next time. During your journey, There will be many moments that you won't expect. The best thing that you can do is focus through these moments and keep moving forward. If it slows you down and throws you off your timeline, use your newfound discipline to get through it. If you aren't responsive to the ongoing challenges that you face, you will never reach your goal. Some people, when their path doesn't go according to their plan, they find themselves stopping. A plan is there to give you some kind of direction, not the exact direction. Everyone's goals are different, and everyone's ideas of success are different. So, shouldn't it go without saying that we all have a different path to take? The middle of your journey to success is made of constant adjusting and adapting. It takes focus and mental stamina. Adjusting and adapting is a part of life. Use it to your advantage to reach your goals. Don't allow yourself to get discouraged at the first sign of difficulties. Focus on how you can adjust, adapt, and get back on your path. Chapter 8, Remaining Persistent. There are many different levels of persistence. When you are determined to do something in a way that no one else has done before, that's persistence. It takes extreme focus to be persistent. Being persistent can be exhausting because we haven't reached our goals yet. When it seems like you'll never get to the end, this is when persistence kicks in. When you don't stop and you're expecting more from yourself than anybody else, that's persistence. Not everyone is naturally persistent. It is not something that casually hits you, but rather something that you have to train yourself to be. Like the other strategies for unleashing your inner drive to accomplish what you set out to do, persistence is something that you have to work on day in and day out. It is something that you do for you and no one else. As with anything, if you want to be persistent, you have to have focus. While you may become exhausted, you always want to strive to be better than you were the day before. Therefore, you continue to push yourself. You can start to build persistence by creating a daily ritual. This requires you to continue to do your task every day and striving to make it bigger and better each and every time. When you can establish a daily routine, you can continue to make progress daily. With the progress that you make, your task should become great and transcend the highest standards. It becomes something that you do that gets increasingly better with time and is something that happens in the middle. Creating daily rituals. Creating a daily ritual will slowly begin to build your persistence muscles. Your routine may be to wake up in the morning and choose a different color to paint with if you are an artist. Or it could consist of researching your goal the first thing every morning so you can be more prepared when it comes time to work on your tasks. The thing about persistence is, when other people notice your work, they only notice the end product, not the time and effort you put into it and what you endured during the process. Being persistent means you want to be better than the best. It's not about being egotistical, but deep down inside that you can be great. You practice your craft repeatedly, no matter how boring it may get. It takes energy and focus. To improve yourself daily takes tremendous energy and focus. Anyone can wake up in the morning and watch television. It takes a persistent person to wake up, grab a pen, and write down their creative thoughts. That is what persistence is all about. Unfortunately, many people don't have the heart for persistence. They are afraid of taking a chance, and they want you to join them in their fear. And they don't want to see you do better than them. If you're not strong enough and focused enough to deflect the negative comments they may throw your way, then you'll end up just like them. Don't give in to those who downplay your dreams and efforts. They don't want to see you accomplish your goals because they are stuck in the middle with no way of moving forward. However, it's important to remember that without persistence, you will never be successful. Persistence is the wheels on the car that is carrying you from the middle to the end. You are making progress toward your goal. It comes down to this. Persistence is that undying momentum that advances your genius on a regular basis. Even if the world isn't able to see the road you had to take to reach your goals, they will be there to cheer you for it as if they were there all along. Chapter 9. Removing negativity from your life. Your family and friends can either hinder your growth and keep you from reaching your best self. Having a positive supporting cast can significantly help you on your path to success. When it comes to undertaking your goals, your environment is extremely important. You can't control the kind of environment that you are born into, but as you get older, you can get better control over your environment. The type of people you hang out with and spend the most time with will have a huge impact on what you're doing and your success. When you hang around negative and critical people, the less you'll do in accomplishing your goals. These kinds of people should be kept at a distance so that you don't sink to their level and become stagnant. When it comes to finding success, you need to position yourself around people who are positive and who will promote your potential. Friends who are outgoing and always have a kind word to say will inspire you more and won't allow you to fail once and stop. They'll let you fail, but they will encourage you to get back up and figure it out. When you surround yourself with great people like this, it allows you to see new and better things and will allow more options to present themselves. You will start to notice that opportunities will start to come alive when you are in an environment that allows you to grow. Your perspective and success. A big part of your success comes down to your perspective. Not everyone is born in a good environment. There are some who are born in a horrible environment, but they allow their experiences to push them to be the opposite. Others aren't as strong, and they pick up the same negative habits they see in their environment. While your environment may be a factor, you can't let it determine how you will be as an adult. More than anything, what your mind absorbs is critical when growing up. Your mind will process different situations in various ways. If you grew up with an alcoholic parent or guardian, you might decide to turn against that same lifestyle when you get older. On the other hand, you may be influenced by this person and learn to handle your own everyday challenges by drinking alcohol yourself. It's how you look at the situation that will make the difference. Finding your support system. Your support system may not always include your family. While you can't help the family we're born into or the environment we grow up in, but as you grow older, you can implement the necessary changes to better your environment. As you grow older, and you can start to shift your mindset toward more constructive things and more positive environments, you'll be able to start to follow a better path. Learn to create your own positive space, no matter what kind of people you are surrounded by. Find ways to keep your mind moving towards your goals, striving to work more efficiently, and avoid trying to mentally fight for the support you deserve. Don't just accept the environment around you, especially if it's negative. The power of your mind is great, so use it to your advantage. Don't allow anyone to shape your life with negative words. You have the power to shape your own life, while at the same time creating a new environment that you can benefit from. Chapter 10, Improving Your Health. Your health is an important part of whether or not you'll find success. If you're not healthy, how can you expect to do your best? It's not productive to be outgoing in only one area of your life, so health plays a meaningful role in your success. Changing your eating habits. Eating healthy is the first step to improving your health. Unfortunately, it can be extremely difficult to eat the right foods when it seems like you're always in a rush. Like anything else, however, you need to find the time to feed your body what it needs to help you increase your energy. There is an entire section in the bookstore that is dedicated to helping you determine the right foods to eat to improve your health. But it all comes down to staying away from foods that come in a package and ones that have ingredients that you can't pronounce. When you eat delicious comfort foods, like the items you consume in large quantities at Thanksgiving, it slows you down. While it might have been tasty, these kinds of foods aren't good choices when it comes to producing the energy you need to accomplish your goals. Your body needs energy to function. Having the right amount of energy will allow you to do your work at peak performance and power through the middle. Eating fresh fruits and vegetables will give you the energy you need to get you through your tasks. It's fuel for both your body and your mind. When your body and mind feel great, your workflow will improve. You will be more alert and effective in what you are doing. If you are struggling with low energy, you may want to consider adjusting your eating habits. And, like with everything else on your path to success, it will take focus and discipline. It's easy to grab a hamburger from the drive-thru as you move through your day. However, it takes more focus to think about what healthy foods to take along with you to eat, so you won't be tempted to eat junk food. Implementing exercise in your routine. Exercise also plays a significant role in achieving success. When you move your body at a steady pace, you experience an increase in blood flow, which gives your brain the pick-me-up it needs to focus on your tasks. You don't even have to engage in a full aerobic exercise to reinvigorate your body. A simple walk around the block will do the trick. It can be difficult for many people to get up in the morning, but if you start your day with some simple stretching exercise, it can help to jumpstart your day. You will find that you will be able to dive headfirst into your routing without dragging from tasks to task. The idea is that when you move your body, you move your mind. Adjusting your eating and exercise habits won't happen overnight. They will take time to implement. However, when you focus on improving your mental and physical health, your mind will become clearer and you will start to produce better work. This will lead to your success. It's all about how you feel, and one of the best ways to accomplish this good feeling is by eating healthy and exercising. Conclusion. Although everyone has a different path they must take to achieve success, when it comes down to it, all you really need is you. It's your journey, and if you put in the effort to make it happen, you will be able to accomplish what you set out to do. When it comes to achieving success, the middle of the journey is the hardest part and will present the most challenges. While you can see what it looks like, working through it is another story entirely. You may find your motivation disappear during your journey, and you may face numerous challenges on your path. But if you implement these strategies to keep going, you will eventually find success. Thank you for listening to this small but extremely powerful to-the-point book in Bedtime Stories.